Hello, firearm friends. I'm excited to bring you this beautiful gun today. After making a trip to my local FFL, I was happy to find this beautiful piece. It's something I've been looking for a while. It's especially if you're a movie enthusiast, but with the old crime dramas from the 70s and the 80s. This is a beautiful Smith & Wesson model 29-2. This is a gun that was not that famous when it first came out, but thanks to the movies, it became a lot more popular. In the early 70s and 80s, the movie Dirty Harry came out, which, if you're not familiar with it, you younger people, Clint Eastwood played a San Francisco police detective who, let's say, he put kind of a new spin on being a police officer by not taking a whole lot of guff from anybody. He was sort of a tough guy in his own way. He cleaned up the streets of San Francisco, and he kind of earned a reputation for being a tough guy, like I said, and that kind of got him the name Dirty Harry. His name was Harry Callahan, but he was called Dirty Harry by a lot of his friends. And anyway, the gun itself is Model 29, like I said, -2. It's chambered in 357 Magnum, and also it shoots 38 Special. It came in this beautiful presentation case with a screwdriver, a cleaning brush, and another little brush here, polishing brush. It also came with this paperwork, which you don't see anymore. It's a beautiful old original paperwork. It has the diagram of the gun and all complete parts list. Nice thing to have. The barrel, it's a 6.5-inch barrel. It has a ramp front sight with an orange tip that's milled into the top of it with this orange insert. The top strap has grooves in it to keep down the glare. The rear sight is adjustable for windage and elevation. It has this goalpost type view on it. It gives you a really nice sight picture. The gun is blued, and it's made out of carbon steel. It has what's called the 3 T's: the target, hammer, wide target hammer, wide target trigger, and the stocks, the presentation stocks, if that's what I'm trying to think of the name of them, presentation stocks. The back strap is also grooved. It's a nice feature. Dresses up the gun. The stocks are beautiful walnut with the Smith & Wesson logo here. The barrel is etched Smith & Wesson on this side, and 44 Magnum on this side, with a nice Smith & Wesson engraved logo here on this side here, and the address line here, the 4-line address, made in USA, Marcus Registratus, Smith & Wesson, Springfield, Massachusetts. It has beautiful, beautiful stocks on it. This is a gun that was, after they started making the movies, this gun was hard to find. Before that, they actually had a hard time finding this type of gun for the movie. They originally wanted to use a 4-inch nickel gun, but I guess when they started filming it, the reflection of the nickel made it hard to film. Plus, they wanted to have 3 firearms exactly the same, so they were having a hard time finding them. But they decided to try this blue one, which they actually did find 3 of them, thanks to Clint Eastwood. Actually, he knew somebody that worked for Smith & Wesson, and they were able to come across 3 of these. And Clint tried it, and he really liked it. He liked how it looked out, how the balance was, and so this is what they went with in the movie after finding 3 of them. Like I said, it's chambered in 357 and 38 Magnum, 57 Magnum and 38 Special, excuse me. It's chambered for 6 rounds. See, the gun is unloaded. Also, this is what was called a pinned and recessed firearm, which meant that when they put the barrel on the gun, they would screw it in. And after it was screwed in all the way, they would drive this pin through to lock it into place. And recessed means that the cylinder chambers were recessed. So if you see that the chambers here are counterbored, so that the bullet, let me grab a round here just a minute and show you. See, when you put the round in to the chamber, it sits flush. It sits flush in the chamber. That's just a detail that they did in the olden days. Well, not the olden days. Back in this, I think they stopped doing it in 1980, 81. Probably a cost-saving measure, but it was just something that people liked, and people like to find them like that now, because just kind of makes them a little bit, give them a little sentimental value. But this is it's a beautiful piece. I think that's all the details I can come up with on this one. It has a shrouded ejector rod. Beautiful wide hammer. Oh, also the hammer has the firing pin built into it, which is pinned. It's got a very smooth double action trigger, and the single action very light and very nice. Yeah, I've been trying to find one of these for a while. And I just got lucky. I went into my FFL to buy something else, and it was sitting there in the display case with the box and everything. So it came home with me, needless to say, like I needed another firearm, right? Anyway, yeah, it was hard gun to find back in the 70s. Once they started making these movies, there were Clint Eastwood here. He played Dirty Harry. He was Inspector 2211. Yeah, once they started making these movies, the gun was pretty hard to find. Before that, didn't have much call for them. I don't even know if they were in making them during the time of the movie because they couldn't find any. But once they started making these in the 70s, the gun was very difficult to find. And if you did find one, you usually had to pay more than the MSRP for to buy it. I heard Hickok 45 say that he bought one back in 1974, and he said at the time they were going for like $250, but because they were so hard to find, he had to pay more than the MSRP. He paid, I think he said something like $380 for it. But even today, if you try to find one of these in this kind of condition, it's going to be pretty expensive, probably over $1,000. And on Gunbroker, you could probably expect to pay a lot more than that. But it's a beautiful gun to have. I recommend, if you're going to shoot this gun at the range, to shoot this type of round. This is a 44 Special. 44 Magnum is it's a nice round, but if you're going to shoot a lot of rounds down range, it gives you a pretty good kick. But the 44 Special is a much more pleasant round to fire if you fire a lot of rounds down range. But it's a beautiful piece. I can check out the trigger pull and the weight on it too, now that I have it out. Because it came in this nice case. Check out the trigger pull here. Double action, we got 7 pounds and 12 ounces. No, 1.2 ounces, excuse me. You can check out the single action now too. Single action is going to be very light, I'm sure. Wow, 2 pounds. Yeah, these things, after being used a little bit, they really loosen up. Let's see what the weight of it is. That's a beautiful gun. 3 pounds and 7 ounces, 0.7 ounces. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, 3.07 ounces. 3 pounds and 7 ounces. That's pretty hefty. Yeah, I think Dirty Harry carried this in a shoulder holster, which would be a lot more comfortable than trying to have it on your waist. Oh well. Yeah, it's a beauty for sure. That's all I have on this beautiful gun today. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll try and get something else back on here maybe in a week or two. Until then, be safe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.